I don't want to sound like a broken record because I know I've mentioned this before, but why did Mattel never make any diecast from Mater Private Eye? Arguably one of the best Cars Toons Mater's Tall Tale shorts ever. The Disney Store did some, Tomica did one, and that leaves the rest, I guess, for customizers to just have a field day with. And we have been chipping away for the last few years, and honestly, I'm ashamed of myself for not getting on top of these sooner, because this short came out in like 2011, I think, 2011, 12-ish. The first custom we did was Mater himself. I'll leave the link for that review in the description below and card suggestion pop up in the top right-hand corner. And then, just a few months ago, back in like September of 2025, we did Carmen. However, it wasn't this Carmen. This is the black and white version of her. We did the full colorized version. So you can leave, or you could check out that video left in the description below, and also card suggestion pop-up. So today, the natural progression is to take a look at Mia and Tia from the short, who, appear in all of Mater's shorts except for Time Travel Mater, and they're always just fans of Mater, really. But they play a huge role in this one in particular. I don't know, maybe Mattel had like some ick about it, like they don't like the kind of kidnapping. I don't know, maybe there was something Mattel was just like, we don't really want to touch that. But either way, Mia and Tia, whoever decided like, hey, they're not going to just be fans in this one, they're going to have an integral role in this short. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm going to slap a couple images. Let's start with Tia, because Tia is the one that's not kidnapped, that actually comes into Mater's office and kind of coerces him into helping out. And obviously, she was kind of playing him from the get-go just to save her sister, which she makes clear at the end on the boat. But, I mean, you can't falter too much because of that. And then, of course, Duct Tape Mia. I don't know. I always keep getting their names mixed up. But, yeah, thankfully, the license plates are a dead giveaway. Yeah, so Mia's on the boat, all duct tape up. And she also has a little impound boot as well, so she can't run off from Big D. Crazy name, but yeah, maybe that's another reason Mattel was like, the short's just too weird, not touching it. But Disney Store and Tomica had no qualms about it whatsoever. So we're going to start with Tia, but before we do that, I want to shout out the customizer of these two beautiful characters, Wilson's Diecast. I've done some stuff from them in the past, and I will be doing a lot more stuff from them in the future. They're just doing a great job mixing 3D printed elements with, obviously these are hand painted, just beautiful. Cannot wait to get into some more of their customs. I have some Tormentor stuff. I have Radiator Springs 500.5. I have To Protect and Serve. So a lot of Cars Toon stuff that should have gotten made that just never did. So shout out to Wilson's Diecast. I'll leave their contact info in the description below if you want to reach out to them regarding any of these customs. So with Tia here, you have the lipstick there. Pretty heavy on. Now this is the black and white version essentially, so you can see that would have probably been a dark red. Now I love these white wall tires on both of them. They just look fantastic. And I would assume they just took a regular pair of Mia and Tia and painted the walls of them white, which sounds pretty simple, but the way they did it, it looks so clean, so precise, that it really didn't look like that to me, but probably that was the case just because the spokes, the wheels match perfectly. You can see the door handle there, which is pretty nicely detailed. I wonder if that's just how it looks when you strip away the paint here. That silver that was painted over the door handle there. That might be the case. Let's see here. I have a couple other pairs of Mia and Tia. Oh yeah, here you go. Here is Waitress, Mia and Tia. And you can see how the door handle has like the dot and the little slab in the middle. So pretty detailed for just like a micro portion of the car. Don't worry, we'll get to the hat here in a second. Just wanted to focus on the Mazda Miata of it all first. Obviously a big Tia license plate. That is always how they have been treated. And I appreciate that. It's easy to identify these, even though we never really see that in the movie. It's something that, either Disney and Pixar had designated in some other prints and renderings, or Mattel just took it upon themselves. So, first off, you have the veil over the eyes here, which looks great. I assume that's a decal that was placed on. That's really well done. Looks great. And you have the 3D printed hat here. Very, very nice with the bow. It has even a couple gems or some sort of insignia up there. What's the word for it? Oh my God, like when you bedazzle something. I don't know, like a little flash, a little flare on the top of the ribbon there, the bow. That looks really nice. Really, really good. If my focus could get dialed in here for us. Yeah, beautiful. 3D printing has opened the door for so many more customs to be made, and accurately. Because before, you always had to find something else to repurpose into what you're trying to make. But now, if you have a 3D printer, you can kind of just make whatever you want. So it has really just created a vast amount of opportunities that we did not have before, in the mid-2010s when 3D printing was really just in its kind of baby phase. And now a lot of people just have them in their basements. So it's pretty cool. Now getting on to Mia here, making sure I'm correct. Pretty much the same, but has some cool features here, like she's missing the veil. Big D probably stripped that off of her. What a jerk. And we do have the impound boot here, which probably would have been yellow, but in the black and white world, it is white. And this is another 3D printed element. Before, if you wanted to do this properly, you would have to steal that car boot off of somebody else. Maybe Vladimir Trunkov with car boot from 2017 could have been a good donor, because it's probably a similar sized wheel. But also, this is like an $80 car, so you're sacrificing quite a bit there. Maybe you took it from like Snot Rod, but I'm not sure how great that would fit, and who knows if it would get damaged as you're trying to yank it off. And then you have the dirty car boot from Lightning McQueen. This is such an underappreciated version of Lightning McQueen. If they ever did this one again, which they really shouldn't because it's a chase, but we know Mattel doesn't care about that anymore, this would be a fine one for me. Like, it's such a cool variant of Lightning McQueen. Love the expression, love the detail on the car boots and all that. But really no need. He's not even that expensive if you wanted to get any of these car booted cars. The Tuners and McQueen from 2009, they're all chases, but none of them are that expensive on eBay. Now, Mia here has a very similar, albeit different, hat. Well, I guess the hat's maybe slightly different, but the ribbon on it is different. This one has a little bit more of a vertical or horizontal just design, whereas this, it's more like a tiara almost, and kind of gets a little more wild. By the way, guys, if my voice sounds just out of whack today, it's because I'm recording this in the morning after the Bears game last night. Yep, I went to the divisional rounds where the Bears faced the Los Angeles Rams and lost narrowly in overtime. So I was doing some screaming. Fortunately, they lost. So I'm sad this morning. But anyways, getting back to the matter at hand, another unique element to me here is, of course, the duct tape. Pretty crazy. This is very reminiscent of the Super Chase Mater with duct tape. Appears in Cars 2. So yeah, now Mia and Mater can be matching in their duct tape variants here. 2 strips right over the mouth. That's all you need. Make an X. I guess that's what Mattel is trying to tell us, and Disney, really. Just slap 2 pieces of duct tape, probably about 6 to 8 inches across the mouth. Make an X. They're not going to be able to say nada. So funny. Kind of a fun little parallel there. But yeah, that is pretty much it for one of the crazier pairs of Mia and Tia variants you could possibly find. There are a lot across. They're just littered throughout the Mater's Tall Tales. There are multiple variants in some of the shorts. I mean, you take Heavy Metal Mater, for example. There are multiple variants. You have Tokyo Mater, Monster Truck Mater, El Matador, which fortunately the Disney store did, and I have customs of those. We're slowly getting there, guys. Don't worry. One day I will have customs of all the Cars, Toons, Mater, Tall Tales, Mia Tia variants. So many descriptors there, but I feel like this is a pretty good starting ground considering Mattel didn't touch this short with an 18-foot pole. But yeah, we have a pretty good squad going now. I mean, we have Carmen here in her black and white, who might review at some point down the road. Probably not a super big rush to do so because I just reviewed the colorized version. And of course, Disney Store came in clutch by doing Big D. That is kind of would have been the hardest custom to do, and now he's a little bit bigger, a little out of scale. Still looks really good. His expression's great. And then, yeah, you have Lightning McQueen, Lieutenant Lightning McQueen, who's a little small because he was made by Tomica. But yeah, guys, in the comments below, let me know what is your favorite of Mater's Tall Tales. I think a lot of people will say Tokyo Mater. For me, probably, but maybe if Mattel explored Mater's Private Eye a little bit more, I would like that one more. I don't know. Like Tokyo Mater, they just did so much from. Just feels so natural. And it's also exciting. Like, it's a very high-paced, action-packed short. Mater, Private Eye is a little slower, but also better story, I think we could all agree. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye now.